now heading to the Las Vegas Pioneer Trail. The trail has 16 historic sites, each with its own unique story about the early days of Las Vegas. The first site on the trail is the Las Vegas Springs Preserve, but it was closed, so we headed to the second site on the trail, Lorenzo Park.
Look, hydro.
Hydro. Hell, hydro.
How you doing, Duck? It's King Duck. Goose. I have no idea what type of fowl this is, but it's cool.
You gotta be careful when you're going to the band shell. Apparently, the Duck's definition of a public restroom is the public.
Jesus Christ. Gotta watch my step. I'm gonna step on a darn duck before I step on the doodle. Seems like folks been partying up in here. Look at these ducks. Man, what they got upside their head? I might have missed the turtle, but I sure got them ducks.
Las Vegas Blues Festival.
No way.
Saturday, September 26, 2009.
Yeah.
Look at all the people that was in. Salmon Days Junior Festival Plaza right there. That's where they do the blues.
My goodness. Can you believe it? Wow. I'll take a picture of herself. Nice tree.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is. Yeah, that is the doggone tree. Deciding to grow lengthwise instead of upwards. Skip it, I'm going out. I ain't going up. Weirdest tree I think I ever seen.
The third site on the Pioneer Trail is the Biltmore House. This is where the original owner of Biltmore's Casino on Fremont Street in Las Vegas lived. The fourth site on the trail is the Kim Produce Farm.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, but that's not exactly what we're here to see. We're over here to see this.
Unfortunately, this was the only video we took. Here's a picture of the Pioneer Trail marker for Kim Produce Farm. Site number 5 is where the Moulin Rouge, the first integrated hotel and casino in Las Vegas, used to be.
Moulin Rouge.
The McWilliamstown site is the next stop on the Pioneer Trail. It's known as the original Las Vegas town site.
Oh, there it is.
McWilliamstown site. Like the ride.
They got a Wyoming thing.
Yep. That's good.
Just up the street from the McWilliamstown site marker is the former site of St. James Catholic Church, the 7th site on the Pioneer Trail.
We're walking in the original Las Vegas Township. What was the name of it? You remember the name, Julian?
How soon we forget. Site number 8 on the Pioneer Trail is the Harrison House. This house is where black entertainers would stay because until 1960, blacks couldn't stay on the Las Vegas Strip after a performance. Sammy Davis Jr. stayed here so often, people thought he owned the place. We drove through the Jackson Street Commercial District site, which is site number 9 on the Pioneer Trail.
Okay, this is
Jackson.
we passed by what used to be the town tavern, which had performers such as Louis Armstrong, Ed Sullivan, and Little Milton. We didn't stop by the marker. As a matter of fact, we passed right by it. Didn't see it at all because we were looking at this beast of a vehicle.
Look at that thing. Look at the flat thing.
Military. But I don't know what it is.
Here's a picture of the Jackson Street marker on the Pioneer Trail. The 10th site on the Pioneer Trail is the Christensen House, aka the Castle. This house was built by an African American couple back in the mid-1930s.
One of the oldest homes in Las Vegas, built in 1932 by an African American couple.
Right before we checked out the castle, we noticed that East Street was dedicated to the Mississippi Civil Rights leader, Medgar Evers. We headed one block over to the corner of Van Buren and D Street to visit the Moody House, the 11th site on the Pioneer Trail. This was the home of Detective Herman Moody, Las Vegas's first black police officer, who just recently celebrated his 96th birthday with a parade held by the Las Vegas Police Department a few months before we made our trip to Vegas.
Happy birthday.
The historic West Side School is the oldest remaining school in Las Vegas. It currently houses KCEP, a local FM radio station. The school originally served the Paiute tribe, but eventually became the school for African Americans exclusively. And once again, we drove right past the marker without seeing it. This marker is for the Las Vegas Paiute Colony, the 13th site on the Pioneer Trail. The Las Vegas Paiute tribe also hosts the annual Snow Mountain Powwow. Site number 14 on the Pioneer Trail is the Woodlawn Cemetery, the oldest cemetery in Las Vegas.
It says one flag, one land, one heart, one nation. Evermore.
One notable person buried in this cemetery is Diamondfield Jack, a gunslinging outlaw who struck it rich in Nevada, only to be killed by a taxi cab trying to cross a Las Vegas street at age 85. We're winding the Pioneer Trail on down. Site number 15 is the old Las Vegas Mormon Fort. The museum here is very cool. There's lots of Las Vegas history here.
15 stripe flag, y'all. 15 stars. Helen Jane Wilder stood.
So it's the first lady.
The first lady of Las Vegas. Wow. That was awesome.
There's another building on this site with more artifacts from the early days of Las Vegas.
What real construction is that? This machine was used to separate the kernels from a cob of corn.
The first flag flown over Las Vegas, that's what that is.
Just bring it on. What was that? This looked like you got shot.
Last but not least, the Biltmore Village is a World War II neighborhood that was built because of a housing shortage for military personnel and their families. As you can see, people are still living in this neighborhood today. I hope you enjoyed this tour of the Las Vegas Pioneer Trail. Take care and be blessed. Peace.